sound so loud? What is up, guys? Well, when the Paramoto has an exhaust leak, that definitely sounds like there's an exhaust leak going on. I'm gonna have to check that. I was wondering why it was popping so much every time I would accelerate hard, and I think the reason why is that I have an exhaust leak. And I just touched my exhaust with my gloves and I melted my glove a little bit. I think it just happened on my way downtown, because honestly, I was riding and it sounded normal. Then when I started getting closer to downtown, I noticed when I gave it a lot of gas and then let off, it was popping really, really loud. I think there's an exhaust leak going on. I hope I didn't lose any of the nuts on it, because they're a bitch to get on. It sounds like a tractor. I'm surprised if I have an exhaust leak that I haven't thrown in a check engine light. Usually if you have an exhaust leak, you throw some sort of error code. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I kind of like the pops, but I also know that pops aren't good. They're not good for anything. It's not good for your valves, not good for your miles per gallon. I mean, this could be a big reason why you're supposed to change out your exhaust gaskets every time you do your exhaust. Because honestly, I didn't do it. It didn't have it in the instructions, so I'm like, screw it. I'll just see how it is without it. I know somebody just asked me about it too. Like, did you change out your exhaust gaskets? Guys, maybe you need to change out your exhaust gaskets when you do a new exhaust. It's definitely lost a little bit of power too. Like, that's for sure. It's definitely lost some power. Guys, how are you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing swell. I hope you guys are enjoying the summer. I hope you guys have enjoyed your summer, to be honest with you, because summer is getting pretty close to being over. About a month and a half left. If you haven't enjoyed your summer, now's the time to do it. I just can't get over how obnoxious this bike sounds right now. Man, I sound almost as bad as this guy. Oh my god, look at that exhaust. Me and that guy, we're like the literal cause of global warming, I think. And sometimes I just feel like hitting the freeway just because there's no stop and go. You know, especially when it's like 90 plus degrees out, it's nice to just get on the freeway, and even though it's still hot, you know, and even though it can be a little bit boring because there's no turns, it's at least the air moves, you know. I mean, I rode this bike recently and this wasn't happening, so I don't know what's up with it. This Prius driver has probably got like the most judginess going on in their face right now. They're just like, oh my god, this Harley Davidson is so loud. Like, I can't believe he doesn't drive a Prius just like me. I can't believe you're not more ecologically conscious. I was watching Ralphie May and he was talking about the Prius, and it's like the Prius's name says everything you need to know about the Prius. It's got a lisp in the name. I mean, as much as I know that it's not good for the bike, and it's not good for my MPGs, and it's not good for the fact that I have to go and get this bike inspected soon, like, I mean, it's also just like the red-blooded American in me is just like, yeah, loud motorcycles are good. I put this exhaust on a while ago, and this is the first issue I've had, so, I mean, as much as you tear into the bike for it and only have like a small issue, I probably just gotta retighten some bolts. At worst, I gotta take it off and put new exhaust gaskets in it. I don't know. I really don't want to ruin the bike though, because I still owe like $8,000 on it. And I still gotta put my new grips on because this one spinning still drives me absolutely insane. It's like you got a good exhaust note, and then like underneath that, you have a bicycle with a cart in their spokes, you know? It's so loud! Like you pass a car and you give it gas, it's so loud! Alright. It's so loud! This is kind of what I'm talking about. Like, it's hot, it's a little bit uncomfortable, but it's not unbearable right now. Like, if I was on the surface roads, going stop to stop, I would be dying. When you give it gas, it's almost like it stops a little bit. Like, it's a little bit quieter when it stops. But when you're just idling and going, that's when it's the loudest. See, this always happens. This always happens, like, right before I need a vehicle inspected, something goes on. The check engine light goes on, like an exhaust leak happens, like, it always happens like that. And it really goes to show you that you really just need to not be lazy and just go get that stuff done as soon as possible, because you never know what's going to happen. Like, if I would have gotten this bike inspected like 2 weeks ago, I wouldn't have this problem. I mean, I was in South Carolina 2 weeks ago, but like a week ago, I wouldn't have this problem. But no, I'm too busy buying gun parts and parts for new guns and just new guns in general. What is going on over there? It's like a fire over there in the corner. Like, it doesn't sound terrible. I really think the hotter it gets, the more close those parts get together and the leak is less bad. I still think that Evo sounds good. Evo sounds mighty good. So it's so funny, I'm at jiu-jitsu, right? And part of my like pants got pulled up a little bit, so that I look like an old version of LL Cool J. How he had like that one pant leg rolled up? I made an LL Cool J reference. And the guy, the kid who I was rolling with, was like, yeah, I don't know who that is. I was born in 2002. I was just like, oh my god. It's so humbling that somebody that's like 120 pounds, born in 2002, can give you such a run for your money on the mats. That's like my WR250. Every time you would like crank on the WR250 and let go, it would pop up. It would definitely pop a lot. So I don't know if that had an exhaust leak too. I'll tell you one thing, I definitely would not want this for like a long trip. If this happened during a long trip, I'd be going to AutoZone and grabbing some wrenches. Freaking Harley guys, you're so obnoxious. Thank God, my ears need a break. Wow. Wow, did you guys hear that? Sounded like a freaking machine gun going off. Yep. I can see the metal clamp moving freely right now. So that's exactly what it is. I think I lost both of my clamp bolts. I knew I should have thrown some Loctite on them, but I would check them every once in a while and they were fine. And I just figured after a while like that they were fine, that I didn't have to really have to check them anymore, and apparently not. I really should have red Loctited those things. I think it's just the front one right now though. I think that's the biggest thing, that it's just the front one that's come off. I have to get on Amazon and overnight some. Probably honestly go to a hardware store. Like take one off the rear and go to a hardware store and pick some up today probably. I just noticed there's bullet holes in those freaking, in the traffic lights. Somebody shot a shotgun at the traffic lights. That's hilarious. Let's check this out. Yep. You see this? I lost both of my exhaust bolts. The rear's on good though. That's crazy. I guess we'll be going on Amazon later. Thanks for watching, guys. Deuces.